It's the Browns, 20-13.
I can remember getting ready for the kickoff, and in my mind, I'm thinking about plays that we can run from our own 20, and so kind of have an idea of what plays you want to run, and all of a sudden they kick off.
All right, here's Mosley's kickoff. It's a floater that hits at the 15, skips inside the 5. It's all the way back at the 2. The Broncos can't cover it, and now they do it at the 1-yard line. A big mistake by the Denver Broncos.
And the Broncos are 98 yards away from where they need to go.
Actually, it's not even at the 2.
Nope. About the 1.5.
We're down 2-yard line, and I'm sure everyone was sitting there thinking, this is over. I mean, we're in deep trouble.
There was never a moment in my mind where it was, boy, we've got this right where we want it. You're still in the contest, and there's still time to go.
They had it in hand with 5 minutes to go, and the Broncos at their own 1.5-yard line.
Certainly advantaged Cleveland in that circumstance.
It sure looked like there was no way the Broncos were going to beat the Browns that day.
And by the time that they got back there, the ball was dead at the 2-yard line, and all they could do would be to cover it.
You may have just seen the straw that broke the Broncos' back.
I thought it was all over. I had left the visiting owner's box and come down to the field just about the time they kicked off. And when I saw the ball on the 2-yard line, I thought, oh, my God, first of all, we're never going to get out of our own end zone.
All seemed lost after the kickoff was fumbled and it was down on the 2-yard lines, 98 yards away. You're heading toward the dog pound. I mean, all of those things, the bad weather, it just all came together in that one segment of the game.
Well, the fat lady hasn't sung yet, but you can believe she's in the wings warming up the pipes.
I don't know if there was a fear or an intense confidence in my eyes, and when you looked around the huddle, I think everyone had a confidence in him, but it was mixed with just enough fear to make us play well.
We know we have to make a drive, and we have to put some points on the board. It's total concentration, and I can remember the only thing that is kind of gunned down in the history books was Keith Bishop saying,
I just said to the other offensive linemen, the people in the huddle, we had them right where we wanted them.
And then the huddle set, and you can see this confidence in John's eyes as he began to instruct us on what the first play would be as we started the drive.
I got to tell you something right now, gentlemen. 5:34 left in the ball game. The Browns defense has done it all game long. It's now up to them to get that ball back, and we're history.
Pocket, set hot. Red 98.
Let's see what happens here as this one ticks down to its final moment.
Red 98 hot.
Watson right, Johnson left. Elway in the end zone and throwing it. It's complete. Winder dives out to the 7-yard line. Picks up a little operating room there.
People forget the key play right there was the first play, because now you're not backed up in your end zone. You've got some room to operate.
Ball at the 7.
He tried to get out of bounds. The official says he didn't make it there, and that keeps the clock running, and that, of course, is exactly what Cleveland wants.
They lead 20-13. Still 5 minutes to go. Broncos have time, but they need something out of this drive. Vance Johnson's in motion, reverses the motion, and the pitch is to Winder. Winder coming to the right, cuts to the 10-yard line, and the Broncos will have third down and about 2. Spot the ball a little short of the 10-yard line. No shotgun. Denver with a 3rd and 2 at the 9. Sewell in motion from the H. Give the ball to Winder, and Sammy into the middle, driving, and he should just about have the first down at the 12-yard line. 4:11 left.
I think it's a first down.
20-13 in favor of Cleveland.
Ball's length.
Stretch out the chain. Denver has the first down.
Well, that's step number 1. They needed that one.
That was a very important play, and I remember when it unfolded, I thought, gosh, that was really a great opportunity lost.
Broncos are 12-0 when they score 20. Now they have to score 20 just to get a tie. Receivers left. 2 tight ends and Winder.
Red 98. Red 98.
Johnson in motion. Handoff, Winder, and Winder bangs to the left side, but to the 15-yard line, about a 3-yard gain.
We seemed to not make a whole lot of progress, and the clock was running down.
Clock is running again with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left in the 4th quarter, and the Browns thinking about Pasadena. Elway's dropped the play fake, runs up in the pocket. running left. John's across the 20 and out to the 26-yard line. Has the first down.
Now that's where John Elway can do it on his own.
Yeah, the thing is, you got to make him do it and punish him every time that he takes off like that. But with 2 minutes and 51 seconds and the clock running, Elway can run at 6 or 7 yards a clip all the rest of the day, and it won't matter.
And they're still at their own 25-yard line.
Will Height and Sewell are the running backs. Mitchell, the H-back. Elway to pass on first down. The pass for Sewell. Got it and keeps it at the 48-yard line, and was he hammered.
Elway threaded the needle for 22 yards, and the chains keep moving. First down.
That was the best throw that Elway has put in the air in this ball game. He had it right on the money, and Sewell was wide open in that soft middle of the Browns coverage.
It was called Fire Pass 94, and I had the option to either go to the corner or to the post, and ran down the field, and I saw that the safeties were split, so I decided to go to the post, and John didn't quite get it as much to the middle as I would have liked, because I wouldn't have gotten hit that way, but I had to go up and get the ball and get hit right as I caught it.
First down, Denver at their 48 with 2:17 to go.
Come on, guys. Come on. Stick it to him, baby.
This one's going to go down to the 2-minute warning. Broncos will probably get one more play here. They've moved from their own 2.
Still Sewell and Wilhite. Elway's drop. And the pass this time is caught at the 40-yard line in Cleveland territory. Caught by Steve Watson. First down Broncos at the Browns 40.
With each successful play and each time we moved the markers, we became more confident.
And we're down to the 2-minute warning, actually 1:59, but another first down for the Broncos, who have taken the ball from their own 1.5 to the Cleveland 40. 2 minutes to go. Cleveland leading 20-13.
And it's time for the crowd to take over.
Denver suddenly took command not only of the football game, but of the stadium. And the closer they got, I thought the quieter the crowd got, where it should have been getting louder, and the Cleveland defense was out there, telling the crowd or asking them to help. I don't think it did. I really think that the crowd was quieted somewhat during that drive just by the fact that Denver kept moving the ball down close.
Well, the crowd should get into this one, folks. Don't sit back in apprehension. Start cheering, because right now is when you can help rattle John Elway.
Cleveland really does have the advantage here, but at the moment the Broncos at least are still alive with 2 timeouts remaining, 1:59 to go.
Send the receivers to the left. Stay with Sewell and Wilhite, 2 of their better receivers in the backfield, as Elway runs up in the pocket and throws it, and it is incomplete for Vance Johnson inside the 5-yard line.
Come on, Johnny!
1:52 remaining. The Broncos have 2 timeouts.
2nd and 10. Elway reaches under center, goes back to throw. Elway under pressure, and down he goes. Elway is sacked at the 49-yard line by Dave Pazzulli. A 9-yard loss, and Paz gets his 7th sack of the season and his biggest one. All right, the Broncos, Jim, have just called timeout, and they're down to 1 remaining.
That's why that was even a bigger play, because they lose 9 yards. Now they are faced with a 3rd and 18. They had to use a timeout to stop the clock. They are 2 of 13 in the 3rd down conversion department.
We used a timeout after that situation, and Dan really told me that we get 2 downs to get 18 yards.
Let's go with
the magic carpet ride is still airborne, but not without some turbulence.
Yeah. We did have the perfect defense. We had 4 men rushing. We have 5 guys playing man-to-man underneath with 2 safeties on the top.
A trip to Pasadena could boil down to this play, although you got to think that the Broncos will not punt. They'll go for it. It's a 2-down territory and time of the game for sure.
The entire season now hangs in the balance.
In the shotgun, Watson in motion, snap to Elway, and Elway's pass is coming and caught inside the 30-yard line. Mark Jackson is driven back, but his forward progress will be a first down at the 27.
Once John called the play, I knew it, and I believe in his heart he knew it, that I was going to be his primary read. I was going to be the guy that was going to catch the ball. So for the first catch of the day, it was a pretty big catch.
When you see it, be sure you examine the events that transpire from the snap till John getting the ball in his hand.
in 2-minute situations where you got to get lucky, and there's no question we were lucky on this situation because the crowd was so loud that we were in a silent cadence, and I had motion with it, and I was trying to time the motion with the silent count, and we were just a little bit early with the snap, and it hit Steve Watson on the hip.
Watson in motion, the snap hit him. Elway back to throw.
John makes an excellent athletic maneuver just to handle the snap. Had Watson been 2 inches in either direction, or had it not been a guy like John, you know, even if they get the ball back, it's 4th down and 30 or 30, whatever it might be. But Jackson got in behind him and made the catch that ultimately produced the 1st down. At that point, I became concerned.
It's something that was going to be labeled great was happening here. I think we sensed it even at the time.
Elway with a drop and throws it to the near side over Watson and out of bounds, kills the clock. The Broncos have moved the ball again from a drive that started after a badly mangled kickoff return attempt. They started inside their 2, and they are now at the Cleveland 28. That's where the ball is spotted, and they have a 2nd down and 10, down 7 points.
Got the ball back with 5:43 to go, and they've kept it ever since then. We're down to 1:19.
Still in the shotgun. The snap. Elway's drop, the late pressure, throws the screen, and Sewell, 30, 25, down the sidelines, 20, cuts back inside, gets inside the 15, 1st down Broncos at the 14-yard line with 1:05 to go.
There was a screen, halfback screen left. That was a point where we were actually in our 2-minute offense, so every time we were in the huddle, we called 2 plays. So whenever you run the first play, you get as many yards as you can. You don't have to worry about getting out of bounds because you have 2 plays called. After that first play, you get right back and line up and run the second play. And so we ran the screen, it opened up, I was able to cut and saw that I could have gone out of bounds early, but I figured I can get about 5 or 6 more yards and tried to do that. And knowing that we had 2 plays called, got tackled, and then got back to the line of scrimmage to run the second play.
No timeout, ball at the 14-yard line. Broncos have 1 timeout left. Still in the shotgun. Elway throwing it to the near side for Watson, out of bounds. Boy, Watson had Minifield with him all the way and went up for the ball, but had no real chance at catching it inbounds. That stops the clock.
And we are down to 49 seconds to go. A 20-13 Browns lead. They'd come from behind with 10 fourth-quarter points, and now they're trying to hang on.
Back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10, 14-yard line.
Red 98! Red 98! Hut!
Watson in motion, left to right. Snap Elway, running to his right, trying to direct traffic. He's at the 10. John's at the 5 and skids out of bounds at the 4-yard line. He's close to another 1st down, and the clock is at 42 seconds.
Mike Johnson was the babysitter on that play, and he found out just how fast John Elway was. John Elway started to pull away from him.
See where they mark him out.
You know, his feet slid forward across the marker, but I'm not so sure he got the
ball
first down.
It's where the ball goes.
And the ball was about 1.5 yards shy of the 1st down.
Now you're thinking about, you know, we got to get this thing in there because they were more difficult to score. The closer you got to the goal line and everything got congested, you know, it was really difficult to get the thing in there.
42 seconds to go. Broncos at the Cleveland 5. 3rd down and 1 yard. Stay in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right. 20-13 Browns. Mark Jackson in motion. The snap to Elway. The look, the throw. Touchdown! John Elway has just thrown the touchdown to Mark Jackson. 5 yards, 98.5-yard drive.
We call it option left 62 route, but we have a guy in the flat, and we have Mark coming in on a slant route, and with Sewell coming out of the backfield, the corner came off Mark, and I was able to get a seam in there, and I threw it. It was a low heater too, because if Mark didn't get it, nobody was going to get it. I can remember seeing Mark Jackson wide open and saying to myself, get this ball to him as fast as you can get it to him. And I don't remember throwing the ball as hard as I threw that ball.
The fact of the matter is, I was never the guy to catch the ball in that. My whole goal and my whole purpose in that play was to rub, not pick, was to rub Vance's guy as he ran the shoot route, and he was going to catch the ball. I come open on the 2 route, which is a quick slant, and I'm really not expecting the ball. There's a big line between John and I, and all of a sudden I see his eyes just blow up, and he's looking directly at me. And when his arm goes back, I'm thinking, holy smokes, the ball's coming. And as the ball clears some lineman's hand, I see it going to the ground, and I go down, and somehow I get underneath the ball. And when I came up, it was just pure energy. It was incredible. I see the ball in my hand. At that point, I began to perform what I think was the worst spike in NFL history.
And anybody who thought that Mr. Elway was overrated as a quarterback had better think again. And the Broncos, in what must go down as an exceptional performance, have gone 98 yards, and they're on the verge of tying it up with an extra point try coming up by Carlos.
Tremendous jubilation. But then also you're thinking about, here we are in the open end of that stadium, and I've seen so many things happen in that end of the stadium. And I'm thinking, boy, we can't miss this extra point.
Now the extra point attempt.
I just remember being a little bit more nervous about that because the flying dog bones and the dog pound was in a frenzy, and they felt like they could turn the game on their own. As a kicker, that would be the ultimate disaster. And there's something you'd never live down the rest of your life if you missed the extra point after going 98 yards, scoring a touchdown.
Ball is down. Carlos's kick. Got it. We're tied. Denver 20. Cleveland 20
with 37 ticks left on the clock.
This stunning 98-yard drive not only wrote the comeback legend of John Elway, it propelled one of the NFL's greatest games into overtime.